It's Kirei here for Bramble Fox, and I have a new layout using the fabulous new August Fox box. And I decided to pull out a number of the perspectives. I've got the take the photo, I've got the two white frames, I've got the two square inners, and I also have the two words, the crazy fun, and they have an arrow on it, and also the love this with an arrow. I don't use all of them, but I do get most of them on the layout. So I've pulled out the June Hip Kit Club kit. It's a sort of travelly themed kit, and I decided I was going to use some photos from a very recent holiday. I've just come back from a cruise with a bunch of my fabulous scrapbooking friends, and we'd been into the Med, and it was fabulous. We had 7 nights. We stopped at 4 ports. So I thought I would create a bit of a grid layout so that I could get lots of small photos onto the layout. So I've cut apart this pattern paper into the smaller squares, and basically they're going to be the basis for all of my photos, and then some of the perspective elements that you can see I'm placing on here. So I've got the two white frames, and then I've got a bunch of small square photos, and they're basically just snapshots of the holiday, of the 4 different ports that we stopped at. And then and I'm playing around at the moment, just figuring out where everything's going to go, just sort of looking at which photos I'm going to use. So here we go. I have now distressed all of those squares, and I decided I would use the other side of the pattern paper. So I've got the diagonal stripes. They're very soft, but I'm also going to add this other layer because I felt I needed something to pull all the small squares together. So I'm adding this other layer. It's a white pattern paper with a sort of tiny grey dot squares on it, so it's really quite subtle, so just perfect to add, just for a background. And then I will go back over and add all the squares on. So of course I've distressed the edges to match the distressed edges of the small squares that I'm bringing back in here. I keep moving them around as I'm doing it. It doesn't really, because actually I cover up most of them anyway, but I did want to just have the sort of the greens in different positions on the paper, because some of it will just peek through once I've added the photos. Excuse me. And then I will come back with my photos. I played around a little bit more from when I started. So I just realised actually I'd left my gap in the wrong place. So yeah, here I go. I wasn't going to actually add as many photos. I thought I'd go with more embellished squares, but actually I love the look of adding a lot more photos. And then I thought I would just really focus on the perspectives, and add just a few small embellishments to some of the photos. So yeah, it's a bit more simple, because I do tend to like to use quite a lot of embellishments. Actually, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm just going to get all the squares stuck down, bringing in the trusty T-square to make sure they're obviously perfectly straight. I couldn't possibly have a wonky line here. So as if by magic, that will all be done in just a moment. Here we go, and nice distressed edges on all of those squares as well. So now I can get all the photos stuck down. Now I'm just using some foam foam pads here that I've just cut to size, and then I'm raising all of my photos, so they will all be raised with foam pads. And then I will just go through and I've just stuck obviously the perspective down there. So that's this square sort of mountain. It's like an inner for the white frame, but I'm using them separately. There was also the one with the palm trees in it, but I decided that didn't quite work with my photos, so I haven't included that one. Okay, so then I'm just sticking my photo to the back of the white frame there, and I did stick it with some glue and then tried to add tape on the back, and of course the whole thing moved. But anyway, that's fine, quickly fixed. Getting that stuck down. And then I'm just working through each of the rows, and if by magic, there you go, they are all stuck down, all the photos anyway. And now I can just add in the embellishments, and I decided to bring in another colour. I felt I needed something because it felt very blue. So I just wanted to bring a little bit more of the green in, and that's on the pattern paper. But I really loved this pop of orange, and I thought that just really worked. So I'm just playing around here with some of the ephemera elements, and just working out what I would want to have go where. I've layered up a couple of chipboard frames under the two white perspectives there that I'm just going to stick down now, and then that way I've just distributed the sort of orange around the photo. So you can see I've got a little bit in the top row, and yes, I brought it into each of the rows there just to sort of balance the layout. And then I'll get the love this stuck down. And then I think I've got my, yeah, making sure it's all straight. And then I can just add my title. So take the photo, which I thought was very appropriate because I have lots of photos on the layout. In fact, I have lots of photos to scrap from this holiday, obviously. I think we scrapbookers always take plenty of photos, and we never have a shortage of them. Okay, and then a couple of other elements here. I'm just raising on foam pads the little flower, so this is going to add that pop of orange over to the right next to the take the photo title. There we go. And then I've got a little bit of space underneath that, which I will add some journaling onto. And then I've got another little phrase at the top, what a day. And it sure was what a day. That was up in Santorini, and it was very hot. Athens was even hotter. And then we were in Montenegro, in Kotor, and we were also in Zadar in Croatia. But yeah, so it was a fabulous, fabulous cruise. Here we go, the final layout, and then you will see some of the close-ups. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video. A grid layout is always a fabulous one to go to if you're not really sure what to do, and it's helped me get a load of photos. So I'm happy with that. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now.